follow-up on those questions.
I'm sure you do.
So are you saying that you don't believe it's a two-person race going into the general election? And then to be clear, you didn't thank him for dismissing your case, just for helping you out in general, highlighting that you were being unfairly targeted.
100%. I thanked him for, listen, I've said this over and over again. These last 15 months have been the most difficult months of my entire life. I watched a record and legacy that really young people were proud of. Young people would stop me on the street and tell them how proud they were when I was with 100 blacks in law enforcement who care. How proud I was when I was a state senator, when I became the first person of color to be the borough president and the second person of color to be the mayor after 30 years absent after David Dinkins. In 15 months, I watched this media and others really dismantle my entire reputation. I watched them call me all sorts of names. I watched them say that I was corrupt, that I was a crook. I just watched all of that. And in spite of all of that, I got up every morning and I delivered for this city. And I'm hoping at the end of this narrative, people are going to see what resiliency looks like. Resiliency. And so I know others, when they're under pressure, they step down. I stepped up. I'm delivering for New York. So the best budget ever is not the only chapter in what we have done. We have done amazing things for the city. So my thank you was for his comments on the campaign trail that draw attention. Other people started asking the question, let's see what they did to Eric Adams. It was wrong. But I'm not going to sit back and say, woe is me. I'm going to say, why not me? And so I've always felt this was a two-person race. It was a race between those of us who are going to toil in the field. My record is clear. One person is running on no record. I'm running from a record. My record is clear. And the voters are going to have to look at it and decide what they want the city to look like. And I'm going to continue to put that message out in a loud and clear way. And I'm excited about this summer and the campaign season. This is what I do best, communicate with voters. I wouldn't even have to run if y'all would have covered what we've really done in this city, but you didn't. You didn't. You focus on everything but. And it's all right to write stories about our flaws, because I'm perfectly imperfect. But it's wrong not to report that bond rate has increased our bond. It's wrong not to report that we build more housing in individual years in the history of the city. It's wrong not to report that Broadway had his best 12 years in the history of the city, that we invested in foster care children paying their college tuition. It's wrong to report that we have done more for those who are coming home from incarceration than any other administration. It's when you don't report that also, you have the city to believe that this city is out of control when the city is in control. So now I got to get out there and go over the media distortion of my record, and I got to speak one-on-one to New Yorkers and tell them about my record. So they won't say, I didn't know. They're going to say, now we see what you've done. This is one of the most successful administrations in the history of the city. We break records every day on helping working class people.